Welcome to Table for 92, element number 30, zinc. It's number 30 because it has exactly 30 protons within its nucleus. For zinc, we're cooking up some meat lovers pizza in a cast iron, Jersey style. Zinc is found in a lot of foods. Seafood and red meat contain the highest amount of zinc per serving, but vegetables like legumes, nuts, whole grains also have a lot of zinc, but I've never had a good pizza that had peas or beans on it. I mean, if you thought like pineapple on pizza was an abomination, I have actually been served a baked bean pizza with a side of ketchup. It was terrible. Meat lovers pizza, it's beautiful. Zinc. Super important metal. You only need very small amounts of zinc, but yeah, very important. You need zinc for over 300 functions of enzymes in the body to carry out important chemical reactions. It's partly responsible for DNA growth, cell growth, and generally supporting a healthy immune system. But because zinc is so important in the growth and multiplication of cells, it's required in times of rapid human growth and development. So zinc is, part of your Flintstones chewable vitamins for kids and is in prenatal vitamins for pregnant women. On top of all that, zinc is important to your sense of smell and taste. Deficiency of zinc is actually quite common worldwide, and the loss of smell and taste, or taste dysfunction, is a common side effect. So there has been some research into the possibility of zinc treatment for those who have lost their sense of smell and taste from COVID. There is one article I found from the NIH from 2021 that claimed from a single blind study that zinc levels were decreased in those people that have lost their sense of smell and taste from COVID, and zinc sulfide supplements help to alleviate that. Clearly, there's got to be a lot more research into this, but it just goes to show how important zinc is to human health. Zinc is the 24th most abundant element in Earth's crust, but like most metals, it's not really found in a pure form, but it's mostly found in sphalerite, a really beautiful mineral that can actually be cut into brilliantly colored gemstones, but because of its softness, it's pretty difficult to cut. Zinc is ridiculously important in modern metallurgy. It is used to galvanize steel. Steel rusts, but zinc is rust resistant. So a thin layer of zinc is applied to the outside of steel and is used as a sacrificial metal in order to protect the steel beneath. So, yeah, let the oxygen attack the brave, noble zinc instead. I live in New Jersey, which, as you know, has the best pizza in the United States, probably the world, possibly the universe. One of the great things about Jersey pizza shops is you can just buy pizza dough right from them for a few bucks. I've tried so many recipes making pizza dough at home, and I worked at a pizza shop in my first restaurant job where, we made everything from scratch. So, for me, it's just leave the dough to the professionals. That's what I say. I'm gonna coat the cast iron skillet with ghee, and I'm gonna press the dough until it's spread evenly across the pan. For the sauce, I'm using 1 6-ounce can tomato paste, 1 15-ounce can tomato sauce, some onion powder, garlic powder, sugar, herbes de Provence, a few drops of green Tabasco, but that's just for me. Zinc is what is added to copper to make the alloy brass, which is much stronger and more flexible and longer lasting than copper or zinc just by themselves. But capturing zinc is pretty difficult. When you melt down mineral ores that have zinc in them, the zinc is released in a gaseous form that collects on the flue of the smelting furnace like a white powder all over it. So the ancient name for zinc oxide, calamine. Yeah, calamine lotion is mostly zinc oxide, and ancient peoples that were making brass and finding zinc oxide, or calamine, realized its use in medicine. Later on, it was figured out that if you melted mineral ores down in sealed furnaces, the zinc oxide wouldn't have anywhere to escape to, and brass production was quite a bit easier that way. India seems to lead the way with zinc production. They were able to make the first isolated zinc probably around 1000 CE. There's archaeological evidence showing huge smelting operations of zinc around that time, and they established massive trade networks for the zinc. So when this zinc was moving through Persia and Arabia, The names for it was something like Cinny or Chinny, so that's probably where we get the name zinc today. But if you look up who discovered zinc, like if you just look that up, it will say the German Andreas Marggraf in 1746, because he isolated it and identified it as an individual metal. I mean, I don't think it's a real secret that science is full of biases and is pretty European-centric. Like, this is a perfect example of that. So even the Royal Society of Chemistry, they have a fantastic website with tons of great information I use all the time, but they fall into the same trap a lot of other histories do. They'll be like, zinc was first isolated and identified as a new metal in India around 1000 CE, and they traded it all over the world. And the next sentence will be like, zinc was first isolated and identified as a new metal by the German Andreas Marggraf in 1746. Well, you know, that doesn't seem right. I mean, it says in the Royal Society of Chemistry, as far as Europe was concerned, zinc was discovered by Andreas Marggraf. But it just goes back to, you know, like, who owns history? Who owns science? I will say one thing about Andreas Marggraf. He seemed to be the first person to realize that sugar beet juice was identical to cane sugar juice, jump-starting the sugar industry. So, you know, he did that. That is some good zinc. It helps our body function and makes cool alloys with copper. Thanks. See you next time. You know, like a smartphone uses 72, I think it's 72 elements of the 92 elements on the periodic table. So if you're watching this on your phone, just, you know, appreciate that and hit that subscribe button.